Fortnite is a game that has taken the gaming world by storm. This battle royale genre has really sparked from games like Fortnite and PUBG, and while PUBG may have been the first game to hit the scene when it comes to battle royale stuff that people assimilate with the battle royale name, even though there were a few games before it, I think Fortnite has pretty much surpassed PUBG in every form. And now Fortnite is all but confirmed for the Nintendo Switch. We've had heavy E3 rumors, and we had another confirmation for Fortnite coming to the Nintendo Switch. But I do have a couple questions about Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch that I think people need to think about, and I think need to be asked about the game. And obviously we'll probably see this game at E3 2018, but I just want to sort of throw these things out there, sort of discussion points for Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch. So in this video we're going to talk about Fortnite, we're going to talk about why it's all but confirmed for the Nintendo Switch, and what these three questions I have for the game are. So sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch and the couple questions I have about it.
Hey, RGT 85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards!
So in case you've been living under a rock, Fortnite has pretty much taken the gaming world by storm with its battle royale gameplay. And basically you start up the game, you jump from a plane, and you are put onto this map, and there are 99 other people on this map, and your goal is to take out these other people. And of course there are different game modes you can play. It's not just necessarily solo, you can also play with teams, squads, 2 people, up to 20 people in some of these squads. You procure all of your weapons and ammunition on site. And what makes Fortnite a bit different from other games in the battle royale genre is the ability to build things. You can build sort of your own little base, you can build ways to get up to higher places, you could build little buildings, you could do a lot in Fortnite, and it sort of has a mechanic where you are constantly looking for resources as well. But what I like about Fortnite is it's not necessarily dependent on these building mechanics. You can build things, you can do things, and it will essentially help you in some ways, but it can also deter you in some ways, because it pretty much makes a target. If somebody sees a construction site and something being constructed, they pretty much know someone is there. So honestly, Fortnite is a guilty pleasure for me. I like playing it on the Xbox One or the PS4, and I usually have a really good time playing it because it's fast, it's simple, it's fun, but it's still pretty in-depth if you want to make it more in-depth. Granted, I've never won a match, but I finished in the top 10 a couple times, and I feel like that's good enough for me. So Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch. Now, we had an E3 leak with a supposed document, and Fortnite was one of the things on there. And a lot of major gaming websites picked up this story as well. You had Kotaku, Destructoid. Everyone was pretty much talking about how they have heard similar things when it comes to Fortnite potentially coming to the Nintendo Switch. But the latest thing is from the Korean ratings board, which has actually rated the game for Korea, and it's coming from Epic Games Korea, and there's an official listing for the game on the Nintendo Switch. So pretty much, in my opinion, Fortnite is 100% confirmed for the Nintendo Switch. It will be shown on the E3 show floor for the Nintendo Switch, and I think that's very interesting. I think this is a game that could really do a lot of damage on the Nintendo Switch in terms of player count. Currently, Fortnite has over 3 million active players across different platforms, and that number probably grows every day because it's a very simple game to get into. Anyone can pretty much hop into a match and have a lot of fun with the game. And of course, the game is available on the PS4, the Xbox One, the PC, and also mobile devices. But I do have a few questions about the Nintendo Switch version of the game, because Fortnite is sort of dependent on a couple things, in my opinion, when it comes to how the game flows and how the game really performs and how the game is successful. I think the first question we need to ask, of course, is what sort of performance level are we going to see for the Nintendo Switch version of the game? The Xbox One and the PS4 and the PC versions of the game recently got an upgrade to 60 frames per second, and that makes the game very, very smooth. The game just feels a whole lot better than it did at 30 frames per second. And while I'm not someone who necessarily counts frames per second, you know, I enjoy a lot of games that are at 30 frames per second. When a game shifts from 30 to 60 and you played it at 30 frames and then you played it at 60 frames, it's a pretty big jump, and it definitely impacts the gameplay mechanics of the game as well. Everyone says that yes, Fortnite runs on mobile devices, and that is true, but I think more Nintendo Switch owners want it to be akin to the PS4 and the Xbox One versions of the game, because those games are very smooth when it comes to a console experience, and I think that really benefits the game as well, because you have a very fast and fluid game as opposed to something like PUBG, which runs at a snail's pace on the Xbox One. Fortnite is just this fun, fast game, and I think the Nintendo Switch version of the game definitely needs to be a lot more like the Xbox One and the PS4 versions as opposed to the mobile version, because I think the smooth frame rate really helps the game. The second big question I have is, of course, how the online is going to work in this game, because let's face it, Nintendo Switch's online is definitely not up to par when you compare it to things like the Xbox One and the PS4. It's very serviceable. It'll be getting some improvements this September with the launch of Nintendo's online services, but still, there's definitely some room for improvement on there. And when you have 99 other players on a map with you at once, latency and things like that play a huge part into the game, because if there's some lag, if there's some, connection issues, it can really impact whether you take out the enemy or not. And we haven't seen a game this size on a Nintendo platform before. Sure, there's been first-person shooters. We currently have games like Doom and Splatoon on the system. There's sports games with online multiplayer as well. But as far as an experience with up to 100 people playing at once, we've never really seen anything like that on a Nintendo platform before. So I'm very curious to see how the online structure of this game is going to be, because let's face it, that pretty much is a huge factor in Fortnite. There is no single player. It's all about the online multiplayer experience. And while it is a free game, so you can't really bash it all that much, you definitely need to have a very solid online infrastructure to go along with smooth performance in order to get the best possible experience on the Nintendo Switch. Because let's face it, the Nintendo Switch is not a standard home console. You could take it with you on the go, and that really opens up a lot of opportunities, because why would you play it on your cell phone if you can play it on your Nintendo Switch with a better version of the game? The final question I have about Fortnite is, will there be some Nintendo flair in the Nintendo Switch version of Fortnite? Because I think that could be a huge potential opportunity. And while Nintendo can be very stingy when it comes to licensing out their properties, we've seen a big expansion of things. We've seen Nintendo expand into the mobile market. We of course have seen Mercedes-Benz in Mario Kart 8. So what if Nintendo implemented some Nintendo elements into Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch? I'm not talking about gameplay elements necessarily, but custom skins, maybe some custom weapons with custom skins on them. I think that could really make the Nintendo Switch version of Fortnite stand out and be something that people will gravitate towards, give people an option and a reason to check out the Nintendo Switch version of the game if they like things like maybe a Mario costume or a Link costume. We of course have seen different things when it comes to Monster Hunter. Nintendo has licensed out things like Link to Capcom to use in Monster Hunter games, and a game like Fortnite, which obviously has a bigger player base than a game like Monster Hunter, could really make ripples in the gaming community. Because let's face it, pretty much everyone that probably wants to play Fortnite has played it in one way or another. It is a free game across all platforms, the Xbox One, the PS4, the PC, and of course mobile devices. So there's been plenty of opportunities to check out the game. But if you really want to get new people into the game and But if you really want to get new people into the game, and more importantly, Nintendo Switch owners into the game, I think something simple like a couple Nintendo custom skins to give it exclusive content that's only available on the Nintendo Switch version could be very impactful and could bring in a whole new era of players and different types of players into the Fortnite universe. All things considered though, I'm very excited for Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch. Like I said, I play it on my Xbox One, I play it on my PS4, but I want to be able to play it on my Nintendo Switch too. It's fun to have different accounts, it's fun to be able to play with different friends, and if they could do some crossplay, because we obviously have seen Nintendo is open to the world of crossplay, you could possibly be able to play with your friends on Xbox One and PC on your Nintendo Switch version of Fortnite, and that would be really cool as well. So I'm definitely excited to see Fortnite come to the Nintendo Switch. I think it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I just hope that there's some good online infrastructure, because that's very important. We need solid online, we need smooth gameplay and smooth performance, so we definitely need to have it more like the Xbox One and the PS4 versions of the game, and of course, maybe some Nintendo flair to bring in some new people. But all in all, very excited for Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch, and I think a lot of Nintendo Switch owners, whether they want to admit it or not, are excited about Fortnite as well. So let me know in the comments section down below what you think of Fortnite coming to the Nintendo Switch. It's obviously going to be at E3. What sort of game do you want to see? How much promotion do you think this game is going to get? And since we pretty much have confirmation that Nintendo themselves will be talking about Fortnite on the E3 show floor, do you think it lends itself to sort of Nintendo related things in this version of Fortnite, like Mario skins or Zelda skins or a Samus skin? Who knows? The possibilities are really endless with the game, but I think that's what makes this version of the game very exciting. So thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We're doing all sorts of fun stuff on here. Game reviews from the PS4, Xbox One, and Switch to retro games, of course, and their system reviews, and a lot of E3 coverage is coming up. I'll be at Spawn Wave's house doing a lot of special stuff for you guys at E3, so I'm really looking forward to it. Check out other videos on the channel. Right now we're doing a 100,000 subscriber giveaway. I'll have a link to that in the description box down below in a pinned comment. We're also giving away a copy of Ikaruga on the Nintendo Switch. Once again, I'll have a link to that in the comment section down below in the pinned comment. And if you really enjoyed this video, check out all the links in the description box down below. We got Patreon, t-shirts, social media, all sorts of ways to keep up to date with the ever-growing world of RGT 85, and I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm probably going to play some more Fortnite because I've been capturing footage for the game all day, and I've been having a lot of fun playing it. Later.
RGT 85. RGT 85. RGT 85.